Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am back with another video for you all, and today's video is going to be all about pay parity. I know it's a bit of a taboo topic, like nobody wants to talk about it. Not many people wants to tell the world about how much they're getting paid, and it's just weird, like people don't talk about it openly. But I feel like if you have to make a decision of moving from literally the other side of the world to here, you really need to know like how much you would be paid or how your future would look like. Then only you can compare if you would have a better life here or if you have a good enough life wherever you are, like back home or wherever you're working right now. So today we're going to talk all about that. I am going to tell you all the different employment options available here in Ontario, Canada for nurses, and how much a nurse is getting paid in all of those different sectors of employment. There are so many opportunities available for nurses here. And so the first and most traditional way of getting employed is getting hired to an institution directly. It can be a hospital, a long-term care home, or a retirement home, or any of these institution, or a hospice. So in getting employed in these kind of institutes, you have three options. One is a full-time employee, second is a part-time employee, and the third is a casual employee. So the policies and the hours for these employers differ from institute to institute. Mostly in hospitals, it is like if you are a full-time employee, then you would have at least 37 to 40 hours of work per week, and you get paid bi-weekly. If you're a part-time employee, then you would have at least 18 to 24 hours per week, which is like 2 shifts per week or something like that, right? And for casuals, it totally depends on different institution to different institution. My institution's policy is if you're a casual worker, then you would have to pick up one shift in 6 months, so like 2 shifts per year, just to maintain your employment status. But it differ from every institution to institution. But if you're getting hired in traditionally into any hospital or any other institute that has ONA, which 80% of the institutes in Ontario have, then you would be paid according to the standards set by the union. And those standards are as follow. If you are a new grad nurse, for example, if you never ever worked in anywhere as a registered nurse, then you would be paid $39.07. But per se, if you have any experience from here in Canada or from back home, yes, this does not have to be Canadian experience. You can have it from back home as well. If you have any experience from back home, you can get that added and you would be paid according to that. So if you have 1 year of experience per se, then you would get paid $40. If you have like 2 years, then you would be paid 41 to 42 dollars per hour. So it goes up until 8 years. The max is 8 years. If you have 8 years of experience, then you would be paid $56 per hourly. This is for full-time employees. If you are a part-time employee, then you get paid more. So with part-time employees, it is $42 if you are a new grad nurse. And accordingly, when it goes up with your number of experience getting added, it goes up to $61, almost $62, $61.60. So yes, part-time people get paid more, but there is a reason for it. The full-time employee, they get paid the benefits, whereas part-time employees, they don't get paid any benefits. Well, what are these benefits and all that? It's like a huge topic. I might make a video about it later. But yeah, this is the reason why full-time people get paid less and why part-time people get paid more. And casual people get paid according to the part-time people, how much they get paid. So accordingly, you have to like do your fixed number of hours. If you are a full-time employee, then you would have to do 3 to 4 shifts per week, which would be given to you, and accordingly your salary would come. But you can always pick overtime. Ontario hospitals are always short staffed, because of which they have the another option of employment, which is agencies, which we will talk about later. But yeah, Ontario hospitals are always short staffed. I have been working in my hospital in the emergency department for 6 months, and I've never seen a day where we did not had to call agency or where we're like fully staffed. Never. I pick so many overtime hours, and you get paid for overtimes. So for example, if you're getting paid $40 per hour in your normal pay period, but if you pick up an overtime shift, you would be getting paid one time and a half, which would be $40 of your normal pay and the half of it for your overtime. For example, if I'm working 12 hours, this that would be paid normally to me, the normal amount $40. But if I picked any more hours, then I would be paid according to $60, because it's one time and a half. So $40 my normal pay, and then half of my normal pay. So if I am working 4 shifts, I would be paid like normal amount, and then if I pick up one more shift in that week, then I would be paid time and a half, which would be $60 per hour. So according to that, you get paid like bi-weekly in traditional ways for part-time and for full-time employee as well. So that is the first option, which is directly getting hired to a hospital. The other one is to get hired through an agency. Agencies, nurses can be two type of nurses as well. One, you must have heard about it, travel nursing, which is like very famous these days, and many people are doing it, and they are making so much more than traditional nurses. But it requires a lot of skills and experience. I will talk about that later as well. But the second option, the agency nurses. So with agency nurses, what happens is you have to get hired with an agency would hire you, and then they would send you to different places, to different institutes. For example, if my hospital is working short, we don't have anybody who wants to pick overtime shift out of our, or our employed people. For example, if 40 people are working in my unit, and out of those 10 people are working in one shift, and we need 12 people, nobody out of those remaining 30 people want to pick up that shift, then the hospital will call the agency, and then the agency will send somebody to work those shifts. For example, if we are lacking two people, then the agency would send two people. So it is basically like an on call shift. Like, you would be called, you would have to come, and then you would work and you go home, and you will get paid according to that. But because this does not have any stability, or like a sense of security of hours that you would be working, that is why you get paid more. I know the agency people who come to work in my hospital, oh my god, they're all amazing. But like, they get twice as much as we get paid. So, per se, if I'm getting paid $40 per hour for my shift, they would be making like $60 to $80 per hour for their shift. So agency nurses get paid more, and it's definitely like they don't have to pay any of the benefits, and their tax is also less. They have to pay less tax because it's not a fixed permanent employment. So yes, agency people are making so much money, but it is different because you're getting to go to like new places every day. It's not fixed place. You wouldn't be going to one hospital all the time. You would be rotating on different sites, which to me is a little bit scary, because maybe I am new in nursing here in Canada, that's why. But I don't know, like, I might become an agency nurse someday, but not right now. I still want to learn so much before I ever like think of doing anything like that. But yes, these are the two type of ways of how to get hired in different hospitals. Then long-term care homes. Well, long-term care homes pay differently, because the workload and the equity of like the patients that you're caring for is different in long-term care homes. But it is not too bad. Like, you still get paid a decent amount. But yeah, but if you have ONA in your institute, you would be paid almost the same amount. So yes, these are the different type of employments available, and how you can get employed in Canada, and how much you would be making. So, like, to end this video, to cut it short, if I have to tell you that how much a nurse make per month here in Canada, it varies first on how much experience you have. If you're a very new grad nurse, and this is the first nursing job you ever had in Canada, then you would make anywhere around 4 to 6 thousand, depending on how much you're working. And if you're working even more, like if you're picking up overtime hours, extra shifts, then you would be making even more than that. You can anyway make from 5,000 to 8,000 or 10,000 per month, Mind you, there would be tax deducted on all of this. 25% of your pay goes in federal tax. So the tax would be deducted. You would have to pay some amount for the association, which is ONA, like it's like $100 to $150. Then you would have to pay somewhere for your pension plan and your benefits. But the part-time employers, it is optional for them to pay for benefits and for the pension plan. So they can choose not to pay for the pension plan or for the benefits, which eventually means that they get to take more money home. They wouldn't have to pay for those things, which eventually will increase their take home amount. So yes, these are all the different kind of employments available and different kind of rates that nurses are getting paid here in Ontario. But one more thing to take away from this video is nurses in Ontario get paid the least amount. Every other province pays them even more. It might be just a slight difference, but they get paid more in every other province. Every other province pays at least $2 to $3 more per hour to all the nurses. I hope this information has helped you a bit more and it will help you in making a wise decision for yourself. Thank you so much for watching my video and I hope you like it. Please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye bye. Thank you.